Formal action on payment of bills and other agenda items. Mr. Wydell?
The Old Bridge Township Board of Education acknowledges that the law of this state establishes that members of the public, including members of the board, have the right to record public board meetings using audio or video recording devices, provided that the act of recording does not interfere with the business of this public board meeting. Therefore, the board makes it known that any such recording is to be considered that the private recording of the individual and in no manner represents the official record of this board. The board therefore takes no responsibility for such private recording and completely disavows any future use.
Thank you, Mr. Wydell. Roll call, please.
D'Antuno.
Here.
Giordano.
Here.
Jodry.
Here.
Francisco.
Here.
Lent is absent. Marquetta.
Here.
Mazzone.
Here.
Slade. He's not. Solokowski.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Would everybody please rise for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ethics, who would like to read that next week? Do I have a volunteer? You got it, Marge, thanks. Okay, approval of minutes. Report of student representative, he'll be here next week. Recognition. We have recognition, 3 recognition for next week, I guess, right?
Yeah, I just had a question
Go ahead.
about it. Do you think we could add the classroom that was made in the grade 9 center for the special education? Do you think we could fit that in for this month or next month?
I'm assuming you want to recognize SEPTA, not the classroom.
SEPTA, right.
Well, yeah, because of the classroom. I think it would be nice if we had them here to be recognized.
Sure. Do you want to, we'll do December this way, give appropriate notice to make sure it's,
Yes.
the next meeting's only Tuesday, it's not,
Exactly, yeah.
all right,
so-
so this way we can advertise it properly.
Perfect, thanks, that's it.
Very good, thank you. Do we have a superintendent's report next week?
Yes, we will,
Okay, progress toward goals.
of course.
Any correspondence? Mr. Wydell?
Yes, one correspondence.
You
This
gonna
is
read it
a
next week or this week?
what's that?
You gonna do it now or next week?
Right now. Yep.
Go ahead.
A letter from Christine Dunn. Dear Old Bridge Board of Education and Board Attorney Christopher Parton, I am writing this letter to bring to your attention the deeply troubling behavior of Board President Matthew Solokowski during the lead-up to the 2024 Board of Education election. Election signage bearing his name was placed throughout the township, which implied and insinuated that my career as an elementary school teacher in Old Bridge Public Schools was due to the influence of my husband Richard Dunn and his tenure as a board member from April 2011 to December 2021. Mr. Solokowski's inferences and allegations of nepotism are false and constitute a serious misuse of his position as they publicly slander and defame any employee that he represents. As an elected official and the leader and voice of the Board of Education, he has the responsibility of holding himself to the highest standards of professionalism and decorum, whether acting in an official capacity or not. Mr. Solokowski has taken his antics a step too far and has directly caused me irreparable harm with his false allegations. Therefore, I am requesting that the school administration release my yearly evaluation scores to the board for review to prove that his actions were intentional and malicious, in an effort to cause personal and professional harm to myself and to my family as well. Baseless accusations by the board president undermine our school district and the value of our employees and must not be tolerated. I respectfully request that Mr. Solokowski be suspended immediately from the Old Bridge Board of Education until a full review and investigation of his behavior targeting an OBEA member with 15 years of service to the school district occurs. Additionally, I will be requesting intervention and assistance from the OBEA to determine the recourse I have as a union member. Furthermore, I reserve rights to seek legal representation, opinion, and advice if I feel that the Board of Education fails to act accordingly to deal with my concerns. I am hopeful that the Old Bridge Board of Education acts swiftly to deal with Mr. Solokowski's actions so that this matter can be put to rest and no employee of the district ever again befalls this type of behavior. Respectfully, Christine E. Dunn, first grade teacher, Cooper Elementary School.
Thank you. Any
Back-
special committee reports?
Next week we'll have them.
Yes?
Yeah, next week.
Okay.
Chris, do we, as a board, what do we do with the letter that we just received?
You can choose to respond to it under old or new business if any board member wants to say anything about that. As far as what you have the legal right to do, that would be a discussion for us to have in executive session.
Hearing of residents on agenda items only. Do we have any? No? Okay. Policy, nothing. Curriculum, professional development. Okay, finance. Yes, can I get a motion to move finance? 1, 2, and 3.
Mazzone motion. Francisco will second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Went is absent. Marqueta?
Yes.
Mazzone?
Yes.
Slade?
Yes.
I didn't see you come in. D'Antuno?
Yes.
Did you just come in? Yeah. Okay. Giordano?
Yes.
Jodry?
Yes.
Francisco?
Yes.
And Solikowski.
Yes.
Resolution 1, 2, and 3 for finance passes. There's one, I just have to fix the period on that. The July, it should be, actually no, that is correct. All right, very good. Resolution passes.
Thank you. Any discussion on 4 through 12, which we'll cover next week? I see no hands. Athletics, any discussion? Non-certified personnel office, we have one item. Can I get a motion to move number 1?
D'Antuno will move.
Can I get a second, please?
Jody will second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jodry?
Yes.
Francisco?
Yes.
Lent is absent. Marqueta?
Yes.
Mazzone?
Yes.
Slade?
Yes.
D'Antuno?
Yes.
Giordano?
Yes.
And Solikowski.
Yes.
Resolution number 1 for non-certificate personnel office passes.
Any discussion on 2? No? Okay, non-certified personnel operational. We have 1 and 2, there's nothing. Non-certified personnel other, 1 through 8. Any discussion? No? Certified personnel, we have some items to move. Okay, can I get a motion to move 1 through 4 on certified personnel, please?
Giordano
Fran-
motion.
Francisco will second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Slade?
Yes.
D'Antuno?
Yes.
Giordano?
Yes.
Jodry?
Yes.
Francisco?
Yes.
Lent is absent. Marqueta?
Yes.
Mazzone?
Yes.
Solikowski.
Yes,
Resolution 1 through 4 for certificate personnel passes.
thank you. Any discussion on 5 through 14 on certified personnel? Nope. Non-certified personnel transportation. Any discussion? Okay, transportation, we have one item. Can I get a motion to move number 1 on transportation?
Mazzone motion.
Can I get a second, please?
D'Antuno will second.
Any discussion?
No.
Roll call, please.
Marqueta?
Yes.
Mazzone?
Yes.
Slade?
Yes.
D'Antuno?
Yes.
Giordano?
Yes.
Jodry? Francisco?
Yes.
Lent is absent. And Solikowski.
Yes.
Resolution 1 for transportation passes.
Any discussion on 2? See no hand. Supplies, equipment, and services, we have one item. Can I get a motion to move number 1?
D'Antuno will move.
Can I get a second, please?
Mazzone will second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Lent is absent, so we'll start with Marqueta.
Yes.
Mazzone?
Yes.
Slade?
Yeah. Yes.
D'Antuno,
Yes.
Giordano,
Yes.
Jodry, Francisco,
Yes.
Solakowski. Resolution 1 for supplies, equipment, and services passes.
Any discussion on 2? I'm sorry, 2, 3, and 4. No? Miscellaneous, 1 through 5.
Mr. President,
Yes,
I have to step out of the room to handle a police matter.
no problem. Thank you. Any discussion on 1 through 5 on miscellaneous? Okay, thank you. Board secretary and board business. We have 1 item. Any discussion?
Sure, I'll say something. I'd like to congratulate Richard Dunn, Karen, I can't, you say it. How do you say it? Venkatesan, okay, and Jay Slade on their re-election and election to the board.
Mr. Wydell, would you read the numbers? Thank you.
Sure. I'll just I'll read the motion.
Right.
Move the Board of Education acknowledge the unofficial results of the 2024 Board of Education elections as follows. 3-year term, Richard J. Dunn, 14,871 votes. Kiran Venkatasan,
Almost, not quite.
Good enough.
You have plenty of practice.
9,135 votes. And Jay Slade, 8,835 votes. Congratulations.
Yes. Looks like we'll be working with them for the next 2 or 3 years. Congratulations, and as of January, we'll see what happens. Okay. Hearing of residents on any school district issues, on anything to do with the school. Hearing of residents. Thank you.
Good evening, Richard Dunn, 58 Norman Lane. As we are aware, my wife sent a letter communication to the Board of Education, and that letter is self-explanatory. Obviously, she is very upset, and she has become somewhat distraught over the fact that her colleagues have been questioning her in her school about how she was able to advance her career. And quite frankly, that's a very awkward situation that I'm in, obviously, by being a Board of Education elect. And I understand I'm working a fine line being elected to the Board of Ed, and my spouse considering some sort of legal avenue for resolution. I understand the pitfalls, and my goal is to continue the work for the children, and I will do so. With that said, my wife is free to pursue what she feels that's correct, and she will be doing that. Now, I don't know what's in her mind to, I guess, put together some sort of cure of this issue. However, monetary issue is not my concern. We're not looking for any kind of monetary issue or recourse. We're looking for change. And that change has to be systematic and done correctly. When a sitting board president attacks an employee of the district, that is reprehensible. It's just disgusting. And I'm a big person. I can take the slander. I can take the garbage that's thrown at me, which it was this past election cycle, where I was called out for being a criminal. I was called out for being things that are reprehensible, and I let it slide. I didn't make a big deal of it because I know that's the avenue that we put ourselves in. But when a spouse of a candidate is attacked in a way where it puts irreparable harm on her career and puts doubt in what she has done in the school district, that's a severe problem. The issue at forefront here is that we need to work together. And obviously, the Board of Education has not worked together in a way where things are, I guess, proper with the decorum. Decorum is important. And last night, we had a very gracious meeting for strategic planning. And that meeting was, I would say, one of the best meetings that I participated in my years of experience. There were many board members in attendance. There were three elected board members to be come January. And the synergy and the discussion and the respect for one another was just outstanding. And I am confident that the teamwork and the synergy is going to propel this district in a way that we haven't seen in a very long time. And that's what I'm envisioning. And I think that the people that were in that room can work together in a way that will benefit this district. It seems that there is a common denominator here at work. And the vitriol that's being spread and pushed by President Matthew Silikowski is reprehensible. At the October's board meeting, it seemed that it was a circus environment discussing the issues with David Cittadino. And the selection cycle that was being pushed by the president with his signage saying nepotism for #1 is a problem. So all I'm asking for is this board to come together, to work together for the betterment of the children, put things in the past behind us, work together for the betterment of this district, and to find the common good that we are all expected to perform based upon this wonderful township. We've all been elected to do people's work, and that's what we're going to do. But the vitriol has to stop, and we need to move forward in a collective manner. And I hope that we can all consider the actions of the board president, determine the recourse, and move on. With that said, I thank you, the Board of Education, for the time, and I look forward to working with you come January. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Rich, when you're done, just sign the book for Dave.
Thank you, Jen.
Good evening, everyone. This is Kiran Venkatesan, Oldbridge. First of all, I'd like to thank the entire township, the citizens of Oldbridge, for considering me and electing me as one of the board members for the 25 to 27 year 2025 to 27 term. I'm sure many of you have seen my agenda, and that's exactly where I'm going to focus. Put the past behind. There's a long way to go. And strategy is something very close to me. I've been emphasizing that, in the prior board meetings. And yesterday, I at first hand witnessed where we are with the 23 to 25 roadmap, right? The strategy planning. There's a lot of work done, but still, there is a lot of good improvement we can do. So I do acknowledge all the work that has been done in the last 1 year. But I think it's a time for reset. So and we'll work together, all of us, starting January. I'm looking forward to it. Very much motivated. And I would again tell, put back all the things from the past. Let's look forward. And I'm very confident we can do much better in the school district. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any old business?
I have old business.
Go ahead.
So I wasn't at the last meeting regarding when they riced Mr. Cittadino. My opinion, it was a circus show, to be honest. So under old business, I would like to make a motion to add Mr. Cittadino's contract to be voted on publicly on Tuesday's board meeting. And then I also have a task for the people who are not willing to vote yes on Mr. Cittadino's contract. So my task for the people that don't want to vote, keep Mr. Cittadino, which is fine. That's everybody's opinion. That's the best thing of being in this country is you have your freedom of choice. However, there's facts for keeping Mr. Cittadino, and then there's the questions that I have as to what I would like to have done is have Mr. Silikowski, since he's very vocal and very upset about not being made a woodshop teacher from 25 years ago, I would like to have Mr. Silikowski just put in a plan in place. So like that, at least the public, because I'm not going to be part of the board. So at least the public can have an idea as to what your plan is, considering that Mr. Cittadino has to be notified if we're going to keep him or not by March, I think, right? Right, so March. So that doesn't leave you a lot of time to go through the motions of searching and everything else. And now my task for Mr. Zolakowski, aside with the plan, is I would like you to figure out how much an interim superintendent would cost. And then I would like you to calculate that with the cost of bringing in a new superintendent behind the interim, because someone's going to have to train the new guy to do his job, right? Because Mr. Cittadino's going to have April, May, and June to train the guy. That's 3 months. That's 90 days. I think Mr. Wydell had 6 months training, right? Okay. So the new superintendent's going to cost upwards of $257,000, which is in the bottom echelon of superintendents of what they're making as far as salaries are concerned. And considering the work that Mr. Cittadino has done in the district versus other superintendents who are making a lot more money over in Newark, Camden, where their districts don't even have as much opportunity as our students have here, okay? But those superintendents are making a lot more money. So if you guys think, not you, Mr. Zolakowski, if you think that you're going to get a superintendent who's going to make less than $257,000, plus an interim superintendent, it doesn't make any sense as far as taxpayer money is concerned, as you like to say, right? Like everybody on the board, we're all concerned about taxpayer money. That's why there's citizens of Old Bridge on this board, because we're all concerned about the taxpayer. How does that make sense? Just financially, right? So now, I get it. No, we don't have to like everybody. We don't have to like people, right? Whatever. We don't have to like people. I get that. You have a freedom of choice to keep any one of those four you want. That's up to you going forward. I think it's irresponsible of this board going forward to not have a plan in place to replace the superintendent that's worked tirelessly these last 13 years to do a job in the district to bring us where we are now. Blue ribbon schools, children working at NASA, right? Graduating from here, going to NASA. You had an Old Bridge student that wanted to make a movie here. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Listen, I get it. I understand, okay? But I also had my reasons for not supporting the administration when I came on. I had my reasons. So I would like to make a motion to have the contract voted on Tuesday. If it's second and thirded by 2 board members, that'd be great. And I would like Mr. Zolakowski to please have a plan to present to the public to at least show them something of what your plan is to do with their money. That's it. Thank you very much. Oh, and congratulations, Mr. Dunn. I think that was record-setting, 14,000, right? Mr. Slade, congratulations on your own terms. Very proud of you. Mr. V, good job. Very proud of you. Mrs. Wicks in the back, congratulations. Carl, okay, not congratulations, I'm so sorry. Carl, Muriel, and Brooke. It's very hard putting yourself out there and opening up your personal life and getting ridiculed and everything online. We all know that, right? Getting accused of stealing signs, right? Okay, so at the end of the day, guys, listen, I was part of it. I'm guilty of it myself. I'm not proud of the way I ran my campaign years ago, looking back on it, okay? But at the end of the day, like, you're all still neighbors. So, I mean, attacking people online, killing Mr. Dunn's character assassination is not necessary, all right? It's not necessary. So that's it. Have a good day.
Thank you. Any new business?
I'll second Mr. Marquette's motion.
Mr. Zolakowski, do you want me to clarify the process on that?
Yes.
You can, as always, you can certainly revisit the issue of the superintendent's contract, and that's a decision for the board, meaning 5. It is an appointment. It requires 5 votes. But as far as placing the contract on Tuesday's agenda, there is no contract. The way that it would have to work is there would have to be direction for myself and Mr. Wydell to go through the process of drafting the contract, getting it out to the county, and only after the county would approve a contract that the board would dictate the terms on with the superintendent's consent, because those are the 2 parties to any contract. Only then can you take action to vote. So certainly the discussion can continue. What Mr. Marquette is suggesting, pursuing the issue is up to you as board members. As far as a vote goes, though, we do not have the legal authority to do that on Tuesday, because we don't have a contract and we don't have an approved contract at
Mr.
this
Parton?
point.
Okay,
Mr.
just a
Cedeno.
clarification too. I think there's precedence that this board can bind future boards. So even if they had a conversation about it and they made an agreement that nothing really could happen to January anyway, that's the way I understand it. I'm speaking to a few of the attorneys that I spoke to. So I think it's just in the best interest of the community to not discuss my contract, at least until January when a new board takes place. We can get through the holidays, have a nice time, and we'll come back in a festive mood.
I think that speaks to one of the two parties, and since you are a party of one, now that's very clear, and it is a good idea, only because you are a lame duck board, and that would be true if all 9 of you were going to be board members next year anyway, but you're not. Now, we have other board members-elect in the room, but they're out there, not up here. So, yes, it would be a risk and an inappropriate action. It's called ultra vires, which means beyond the authority of, to enter any sort of a major deal as this board when you have been partially replaced and election and seating of the new members is pending. Certainly, there is no bigger deal than the superintendent contract. So, yeah, let's talk about it
I am
again.
a big deal.
3 meetings from now. You are a
In
big deal.
January. Thank you. Any new business?
Can we at least have Mr. Zilkowski next week explain what he plans on doing as far as looking for a new if he's not going to retain Mr. Citadino, can we at least have that?
You can absolutely ask for that, and Mr. Solikowski can choose to do that or not to do that. That's an individual thing, but like I said earlier, the discussion can certainly continue, and what that discussion entails is up to each of you as board members.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you. Any new business?
I
Go ahead.
guess I just want to address a concerned employee. I mean, kind of anytime I've had interaction with any employees in the district, I always believe the best in them and stuff like that. So it is concerning that we have an employee assuming that the board thinks they continued in their job because of a situation. So, although everyone's entitled to their individual opinions and thoughts, with Ms. Dunn, addressing the board as, a concern, that's concerning to me as an individual, that I would be lumped into that. So I don't know what we do with that. Never been in this situation before, so trying to figure it all out.
Just based on what we all heard 20 minutes ago, in her letter, Ms. Dunn has requested that board members be provided her evaluations. That is, as we talked about with Mr. Citadino 2 weeks ago, that is her privacy. She has every right to waive her own privacy. So if Dr. Hoker, if you want to provide those evaluations to the board members, you can certainly do that. We're not going to discuss them publicly. We might not discuss them privately. But she has asked for those to be distributed, and it is her privacy, so at her request, that certainly can be done.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I would like to make a suggestion, unrelated to anything else that we've been talking about. It's something that I've kind of always been thinking about the last couple of years, and something that I feel when I walk into this room. And I can't, make anybody do anything, but I would really like to request that when we have guests here, I know I've been that person who kind of wants to sit in the back and I just want to hide. I don't really want anybody to see me, but it's just look there's nobody here and everybody is all the way back there. I would love to have everybody come and sit closer. It just seems like a weird situation. And then I think on top of that, I think from the educational standpoint, is that a teacher's desk? Is that someone's desk back there that we kind of just it's just yours. I mean, maybe you don't care. I know, but just having people sit on it and hang out over there. I would love if everybody would, it's not to be right now, but maybe in the future, if you would think about coming to sit so that we can kind of all just be a little. I get it. This is awkward. It's just weird. It's just a suggestion, but thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, I'm going to close the section for the board and the public, and we're going to go into adjournment, and we do not have a closed session So good night, and I will see everybody next week.
Bye.
Do you have a motion?
Yep, Giordano motion.
Yes,
Ms.
I
Owen will
need a
second.
second.
Second, all in favor?
Ms. Owen will second.
Aye.
Thank you. What a
Meeting
quick
is adjourned.
meeting, huh? This was a quick one.
One.
What? I signed it for somebody, I don't know. Dr. Tui.